Hello Divine Creators, welcome to the Mellow Universe. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for a reading. Let us see what is available for us at this time. Beautiful creators, okay. The Knight of Air, the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords energy at the center of the read. The Seven of Earth within. Seven of Fire without, double seven. The High Priestess below. And the Three of Water crowning. Beneath the deck we have the Nine of Earth. Okay, so overall energy, the Nine of Earth and the Six of Earth came through. Ooh, and the Hermit. Okay, thank you, Source. Anything else? Okay. So beneath the deck we have the Nine of Earth, the Six of Earth, and the Hermit. Okay. So this is truly that time where you are understanding how you work. And this is very unique to you. So you are experiencing yourself in the physical realm of Source. And you are observing and seeing and experiencing how it is to be your true nature here on earth, your true frequency. So it is a powerful experience where you are in these very, we could say, everyday experiences, or just cycles of your everyday experiencing, or new experiences or old experiences recurring. And you're witnessing how you are now being, which is very different from your past way. And you're also not only your being or your experiencing or your expression, but just your default setting, right? For example, we as Kemet, we've realized we're incredibly introverted actually. We're quite the introvert. And Lasala, in the conditioning, the given frequency, because of our people-pleasing nature, we were very extrovert appearing, but truly we find peace and happiness in our own space, in our own frequency. And there are many ways in which humans would anticipate or expect us to behave in terms of obligation, tradition, culture, whatever, society, which we just don't really gel with, and things which maybe are very fundamental keys to what humans have conditioned as compassion, as care, as you know, ways of showing, excuse us, sorry, a little bit of activity out there. We are expecting someone to come and fix our gate, so we just keep seeing someone thinking it's them. We're here now. So where how do we explain this? So it's not only in your behavior, it's not only in your efforting or your actioning, but even your viewpoints, or how you view the world, how you view Source, how you view relationships, okay? Maybe there's a situation and experience where somebody is maybe very emotional, and naturally your default setting or condition would be to go and comfort and be, you know, there. But in that space you feel, no, this is for them to go through, this is for them to process. So you just hold the space of neutrality and observe, rather than join them in that energy and almost soothe them in that energy, right? So you are standing your ground in a very powerful way, in your Source way. And so you are learning with this Nine of Earth how to really be in your power, how to really be in your frequency, how to really be in your truth, your organic, unique way of expressing yourself. and it's again very unique to you. So you might be feeling maybe a little off, thinking, oh, am I being uncaring right now? Am I being cold? Am I being weird? Why don't I ever really feel like, okay, I can understand why people think that way, but I don't really feel that way. Or, okay, yeah, I can see, yes, I understand that's another way of experiencing it, but I don't really feel. And you're no longer feeling guilty for it. That's what you're learning, to release the guilt of being your very unique self, which could be incredibly different from the people around you or from just general society, general humanity. And as you're stepping into your power like this, finally, the Six of Earth, you're finally allowing your true energies to emerge, thus finally experiencing yourself in the truth, in the physical, and finally receiving what you actually want, right? Because as you were busy people pleasing or doing things which society deemed normal, and again, it's really it's to the smallest thing. It's to um we've realized, us as Kemet and as Velastri, we don't really, emotions are a tool. We do not become overwhelmed by them anymore. They don't control our action. So should we see someone in great sadness, we do not all of a sudden feel a gushing to go and be, and no, we simply hold the space. We can feel their sadness and we understand through just vibration and energy, and we listen, compassion, what they're going through, but we do not have that, oh, now we need to go and rush and save them or be that. We simply just hold the space and observe, and we give clarity should there be clarity, or we just literally just observe and hold the space and allow the person to have the experiencing without us taking responsibility for any of their well-being, emotional balancing, that soothing, I need you to come and hold me so I feel better about myself. We no longer feel any attachment to that whatsoever. And in the beginning, we thought, oh goodness, are we being cold? Is it a heart thing? Are we closed? Is it because of our... And we realized, no, it's actually, it doesn't feel right to take somebody else's energy like that and soothe them. And it feels like we're being used. It feels like it become an emotional dumping space. And yes, there's a difference between going up and giving someone a hug and just being there and comforting them. And then, of course, then almost being their rescuer in that moment by just taking on that vibrational, emotional energy, right? So we've been learning the balancing and seeing ourselves and seeing us in our power and seeing how we, in that state, we prefer to hold the space. And yes, it might seem like we're a bit cold because we're not running over to give you a hug and to tell you it's okay. And we're literally just holding space, allowing you to have all of your reaction, all of your everything. And when we feel guided, the hug will be guided, the actioning will be guided through what feels aligned. But we no longer override that through how humans would expect us to behave in any situation, right? So that's been new to us, really seeing what the emotional body actually is and how it works with us. Our heart chakra is changed. It's no longer how it used to operate, so we can feel the difference between the emotions and how they no longer, we no longer feel someone's pain and become their pain. We can see it and witness it, but we do not have to become it either. We can feel it, we don't have to become it. And that's really become quite a strong understanding for us, and not to feel guilty for us not being what we used to be, just gushing with the same emotion and, misery likes company, simply not where we are. And so that is what's happening. You're really coming into this great understanding of how you uniquely operate in all these different situations, all these situations which are maybe recurring, which are maybe familiar, which are situations which you have dealt with in the past before, or new situations, and you are just experiencing a very new way that you are approaching them, a very new way you are engaging in them. And Source is asking you to trust this, because you might be feeling, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe, am I emotionally unavailable, or am I too hard? Am I too harsh? Or am I too cold? Am I too critical? Am I too removed? And Source saying, no, no, no. Am I too sensitive? No, no, no. You are literally learning uniquely how your Source engages. And each of you are very different. So should you be in the same space when somebody's maybe having some sort of emotional crisis or whatever it might be, and you are just holding the space observing. Another person, another being might feel they want to go in and do and hold the space in a very different way, and that's okay. There isn't a right or wrong. Everyone is literally just being in their true authentic expression. Nobody's expected to all go in or to all do this or to all do that. No, everyone is now just responding as source, no longer reacting in a defined and programmed way. That's why the center is a night of air. You understanding, you receiving perception, understanding, and clarity about how you work, how you operate now. Having a new perception, perspective, clarity on you, on situations, and also understanding how maybe in the past you see, well, I see in the past how I used to feel bad about feeling this way, or how I had to almost put on a show in order to fit into everybody who was super emotional. And you are, or super this, or super that, or super whatever it is that you are learning about yourselves at this time, right? And so you're receiving a lot of understanding, a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of clarity about you and how you process and how you actually engage in a natural way. And you are, and it's all through your own frequency of the Hermit there. For your stability on earth, that Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Earth, Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of the Hermit. You see that endings of the instability and the beginnings of you in your stability, in your grounding, as you now receiving the truth of how you truly see yourself, how you truly see the experience, the scenario, the person, the situation, the experiencing. Within the Seven of Earth, you see, that is the clearing and the purging happening within you now on a source level, on the shadow level, releasing all this otherness which isn't you. You're really clearing the frequency to your true Seven of Coins, to your true grounding, to your true basis. And Seven of Fires also saying you will be victorious, don't give up. It feels a bit weird in the physical as you are now standing your ground, doing things in a very unique way, no longer really doing things through the illusion, no longer really doing things to please people through what's expected, really navigating through the Hermit, through your own frequency, how you co-create, how you feel inspired. And it's allowing you to really do a deep clearing and cleansing and decluttering of how you would, it's like this superfluous work, like all this extra stuff you used to do in these physical situations, which no longer aligns, which you are clearing, because it's all this extra conditioned stuff. And yes, it might be stuff that other people do, and that's fine. And for them, it's not extra. For them, it's their main frequency, and that's okay. But you're releasing everybody else's influence over your frequency and allowing it to be just clear in your truth. And in the physical, you are just to stand your ground and to not be guilty, and to allow yourself to be, and just to not give up, because it feels strange. It feels like, oh, am I being cold? Am I being weird? Maybe this is not. And so saying, no, no, no. How you're feeling, how you're clearing, how you're feeling, that grounding is very important. It allows that seven. Seven is a balancing to source. You're balancing your way of being in the physical to source, and in the physical, just own it, because it is a balancing to source. You're finally being source in the physical, not being human in the physical, with the human conditioned ways of being, acting, emoting, expressing. You are now responding as source, and source is saying don't give up. Even though it might be weird in the physical, it might feel, you might be in a business meeting, and how you used to be, how you used to people please, no longer. You're now in your power, and you're now seeing clearly what needs to be done. And you're saying things maybe to your bosses or to other people higher, and you're saying it, and saying you'll be victorious, because you're not saying it to pull people down. You're not saying it in an angry way, in a pushy, in your face way. You are simply just being in your truth, in your power now. You're no longer making yourself small for people. You are standing in your power, and then And Source is saying, just be in that space, no matter how it manifests, whether it's you just being neutral in a situation, whether it's you holding the space, whether it's you being assertive, however it is that you are now discovering your true nature, your true source frequency to be, just trust it. It will work out, even if it is very counter to how other people would respond in that specific situation or in that experience or relationship, etc. Because below, yes, you're creating from the unknown, the high priestess, the shadow. This is the unknown physical. This is all that you are. Finally allowed to be, finally allowed to breathe. And you're feeling freer. As much as it's strange how you are being, how you are acting, how you're, not even acting, how you're expressing yourself, how you are. Other people might think how you're acting, right? It might feel new to you how you are being, your expression, your being is new to you, and how you engage with people is new, and your emotions, feeling, oh, you're not so emotional about this anymore, it's new, or you're no longer in your mind so much, it's new. So all these new experiences, because you're tapping from the unknown, and Source is saying it's in your power now. You're finally allowing yourself to be Source, having this physical experience, no longer the conditioned human frequency, having a conditioned human experience. And crowning joy, it brings you happiness. So in this experience of you, even though it might be awkward in that state, like, ooh, usually people would go and give that person a hug and would, join them and, cry with them and be with them. I'm now standing here and just observing and responding and assisting, but in a way which doesn't take away, which doesn't offload. They're in their own energy. We're allowing them to experience all of it, and we're here. But we're not doing that very human, overly, let's all just join in that misery stuff. And you being in the space, just being what feels organic to you, feels at ease, actually feels good. So it's that interesting state, so saying you're feeling guilty for not running in and giving a hug, but it feels actually really nice just to be able to stand there and witness and respond and not react. So it's these interesting experiences where you are finally tapping into your unknown, into your power, and it feels good to do so. But perhaps the guilt, or feeling bad for not being the way you used to be for that person, or not, expanding yourself, extending yourself the way you used to for that person, and you feel bad about it. So saying, no, you will overcome. Rather heal the guilt, rather heal the shame, rather heal whatever it is you think or you're afraid of, rather than stepping out of your power to please again. It's an interesting space you're finding yourself in. You're really learning a great deal about yourself, okay? You're learning a great deal about you, about the source within you, about how you would organically be in all situations, about the unknown frequencies, about your power, about your truth. And Source is saying, just trust, just trust, just trust. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't pretend. Don't try to people please. Don't feel guilty and step back into old ways and old habits. Just claim who you feel, what you feel, how you feel. Observe it. Allow love and ease to guide. And yes, we know... Ooh, sorry, this card fell. Let's see if it has an extra... Wants to add anything more? Six of Earth, yes. You will receive what is yours. We enjoy hugs. We enjoy giving comfort. We enjoy being there for beings. We're just seeing the difference between the ways we were conditioned into automatically being in those spaces versus the ways we feel presently guided or presently feel aligned or resonant to be in the spaces. And that is what you're experiencing. It's resonance. This feels aligned. This feels right. This feels at ease. This doesn't take away from me, so I can be this, or that doesn't feel right, so no longer going to act in that way or be in that way or express myself in that way, because it actually feels it's not natural anymore to the frequency in which you are at. For now you're at a new frequency of source, and you're discovering your new ways of being, in terms of manners and consideration and how to be, all that stuff that humans had conditioned for presentation. You are learning innately through source now, and it's not for presentation, it's for true reflection of what and who you are. Blessed be.